Hi guys, welcome to a kind of it's sort of I guess a mini review. I've literally just finished Saints Row well, I say the fourth, it's actually Saints Row 4. So yeah, I finished it. I've done everything. I'm gonna keep this spoiler free generally. So I'm not gonna be like going over the story or whatever. I mean, obvious the game has boss battles and stuff, and I may discuss some of those. But this is just like like an opinion, so to speak. I may do a full review, Lord British style, at some points, but you can actually enjoy me collecting some of the clusters I've missed, which, like I said, this isn't spoilers, you just like collectibles to kind of upgrade your powers. Very much like in the realms of Crackdown, sort of collecting the clusters to upgrade your jump and stuff. Now, so yeah, this is Saints Row the 4. The 4? I'm gibbering. Anyway, let's get on with it. There are some things I really want to discuss with this game. It's got very high reviews, and quite rightly so. The game is fun, don't get me wrong. The game is an absolute blast with the superpowers and stuff. I mean, the super speed is just ridiculous. You see, I can just run all over the shop. But you've probably seen this kind of thing in the game before. But the biggest disappointment I'm going to show you now, for me. Steelport. That's the first problem. Setting a game in basically the same place as last time is, I don't like it, because like I played the hell out of Saints Row the 3rd, so I'm very familiar with the layout of the city and whatnot, and to the point where they still have the kind of mystery icons when you start the game, like, oh, what store's this? It's like, well, I already know what it is because I played Saints Row the 3rd. So that's problem number one. This is a very, very obvious reskinning of the game. Very obvious. It's actually painfully obvious. The other problem is when you find out that this game was originally going to be DLC for Saints Row the 3rd. Now, this is, in my view, a cash-in of the worst kind of this game. They charged $60 brand new when this game came out. I got it on release day. Don't get me wrong, I had fun. The game's got its cool things. It's got a lot of cool references. If you're very into sci-fi like I am, and very much a geek, then this is the game for you. It's very fun. I enjoyed it a lot, immensely. The other problem I have with this game is a lot of people say, oh, it's actually a really long game. Yeah, it is. It's a reasonable length. I mean, it took me. I wonder if actually it has my. I wonder if it actually tells you how long I've been playing the game for. Let's think. Where would it be? Extras, maybe. Stats. Total time played. 13 hours. Right. So yeah. So far, I've been playing this game 30 hours. Now you have to bear in mind, I haven't just solely been doing the. I haven't solely been doing the main quest. So yeah, this game is a reasonable length, sure. The problem with the length of the game is the game really isn't that long. I mean, if you're just counting main story missions, the game's, I would say, if you wanted to rush through the game, you could probably do it in 6-7 hours, if that. But the problem with that is basically to upgrade the powers and stuff, you need to collect these clusters, and that requires time of searching and stuff. Like, as you can see, I basically, when I first started, I sort of clusters, let's go and collect as many as possible. So I went around just collecting like a ton, and I got a lot basically, and I must have been collecting for about 2 hours. So I mean, you could just spend ages just doing that, and that's the problem. Is I get the feeling just a lot of the extra stuff is collecting, basically, and that kind of annoys me because it's like I said, this is an obvious reskinning. It's it's, in my view, is not worth the $60 price tag. It really isn't. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the game's shit or anything. It's just, for me, it's they're selling you the same thing again with some DLC.
Well, I guess the whole thing isn't exactly normal to begin with, but you get the idea.
Like I said, this game is a lot of fun, but I just can't forgive it being the same environment and things like that. I mean, would it have been so hard just to, you know, make a new map and like make a new story? I mean, the story's completely different and whatever. There are several surprises which I'm not going to go into, like I said, but it's there are a lot of missions. Like if I just show you quickly, actually no, I can't show you. Actually, thinking about it, there are spoilers in that menu. Try and think how to go about describing this. There are not many kind of story missions, if that makes sense. A lot of the missions basically are just like, so let's go with the like side missions. Basically, you have the usual kind of like, you know, races, but the races are on foot this time. Slightly more interesting, but they're basically just reskin versions. That, like, there's insurance fraud, there's all that. There's like, you remember they had those like groups of gangs that are always on the map, and you have to go and like wipe them out. They basically got that. They've got that in this game. You no longer buy stores, you hack stores. I could probably show you the hack mini game. Actually, thinking about it, it's very generic, very easy. It's not like there's a boost very early on to there's a boost early on to increase the time, basically. But in my view, it's just kind of no, we don't want to do that. Oh crap! Okay, I'm screwing this up royally because I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time, and this is honestly not the way to go about this. So let's see. Right, so it's very reminiscent of BioShock, this to me, but do I have this? And there we go. And there you go. That's the hacking game, basically. There's an ability early on to basically increase the time you get to do that. You don't need it. You really don't. I didn't pick it up. If you're reasonably competent at doing puzzle games, then you're not going to have a problem at all. So, mini games. Basically, the mini games are the same. They're just reskinned. Like I said, there's insurance fraud. There's, you know, there's the mayhem reskinned and everything. And that's the problem. Is everything's just reskinned. Like I said, well, I mean, like, you compare it to like the old Saints Rows and everything. They all had like the insurance fraud things. So, but you know, like I said, it's basically the same physics and it's the same engine, just slightly updated. I mean, it looks a little bit nicer, maybe. And the problem is, like, I swear, like, way over half, maybe a third of the game is basically the main story missions are just do a side mission. And that's all there is to it. So it's artificial padding to the worst degree. Like, they basically say, we got these mini games which we're basically going to force you to play. Like, you have no option because they're part of the main quest. And the side missions, which give you unlocks, like they give you like I got Infinite Sprint. That's one the side mission unlocks, for instance. And basically, the side missions are go do an activity, go do this one, and go do this one. That's all it is. And it's artificial, like I said, artificial padding to the worst degree. I can't help but get the feeling. I mean, the game's zany. It's really cool. It's got great references. The being able to reskin your guns thing's amazing. I would show you that, but like I said, it's would spoil some things. But I don't know. This game kind of lost its way for me. It was I realised after playing it, it was just like even the last boss for me was just. It basically used one of the side missions with the last fucking boss. That is just laziness. It's basically like, oh, by the way, enemies keep spawning, and you basically have to do this quick time event, which is very simple. It involves you just holding the Y button, and it just takes time. If you get hit in any of that time, you have to start it again. And basically, it's just a case of doing 3 terminals, rule of 3. In video games, there always is a rule of 3 in my view, and they just keep spawning enemies. And to be honest with you, it's not difficult, it's frustrating, because you have like a very precise window. You basically, there's like these enemy spawners. I'll actually see if I can show you some of them. That's not a spoiler. We'll find somewhere where I can use my obnoxious gun. My friend will know which one I'm talking about. It's very, very obnoxious. Now, this is not a spoiler because it's in the trailers, but we will. Let's see. Okay. So we're gonna fire. We're just gonna piss everybody off while I'm. So
Didn't you notice who I was?
So yeah, I'm doing this just to piss them off, basically, and whatnot. So just keep doing this. And this thing, there you go. There's an enemy dropper. Basically, the boss room is just full of those, and that's the problem for me. It's literally, like I say, it's just a reskin. It's not Come on, I want to get around you. So. Come on. Just use my storm, which is not very powerful. Oh, you know, I'm done. Right, so, I get the hell out of here. The game's not difficult at all with the superpowers. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of that stun locking shit in this game, where you just ragdoll. There's upgrades like in the last game to counter attack against it, but honestly, this game's not that long. Whoops! Apparently, I left Mumble on. Sorry about that. No, I suggest waiting for this to go down in price. I really do, because $60 is way too much for this.
Better than I thought.
The main problem I'm actually having, to be honest with you, is that not long ago Blood Dragon came out. Sorry about that. Blood Dragon came out. It was $15. You got basically the Far Cry 3 engine. Sorry, there's gonna be a lot of cuts in this. What was I saying?
Why is everyone always in a hurry?
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Basically, it used the Far Cry 3 engine, just reskinned, and that's fine. I don't mind reskinned engines. I mean, Call of Duty is just a reskinned engine like fucking every year. They keep telling you they've redesigned it. Bollocks. I call bullshit. And Far Cry Blood Dragon, they gave you a whole new environment to play around with. Granted, very short game, but it was a $15 arcade game. You didn't even need Far Cry 3 to play it. Now, you may argue you don't need Saints Row 3 to play this, but oh, frame rate issues. Yeah, this happens very frequently on the console version. I don't know what the PC version's like, but honestly, Saints Row the 3rd did that. So it's nice to see that basically this engine has the same fucking problems. So, you know, it's not even that updated in my view. They haven't even fixed basic problems with the game. And that was the problem, is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is well worth the money. This one isn't. It's the same fucking environment. They're basically selling you what should have been DLC. This should have been DLC. It shouldn't have been a separate game. I mean, even if it was like $20, $30 DLC, you know, that would have been more worth it than paying $60 for what they call a separate game, which it really isn't. Like, I don't know. It for me, this is a cash-in of the worst degree. It really is. It's a nice game. I had a lot of fun playing it. I'm going to tell you how to unlock the Mech Suit, though, because I tried finding out on the internet how you unlock it, but it's not clear. They don't tell you. So I'm actually going to show you how you unlock it. What you do is you complete the game, and then you get it. And it's an option in the phone. So I'm going to cut this out. So just give me a second. So yeah, the Mech Suit. Basically, you just phone it, and then you get it. And here's the Mech Suit. So we'll just
Easy time.
We'll start causing a bit of mayhem with the Mech Suit. Now, my biggest problem is I love mechs. So having a Mech Suit in an open world game for me was just like, yes, the best idea of all time, sort of thing. So we're gonna just keep laying down the misery while I'm gibbering. Biggest problem. It has a time limit. There's actually upgrades in the upgrade section to increase the duration of you having it. Now, I get the idea behind that. They don't just want you using it all the time. But the point is, I've completed the game. I should be allowed to use this as much as I want. There shouldn't be a time limit. There shouldn't be a duration on it. That's unforgivable. Basically giving you... There. Done. Now, is that bullshit? Because that is unholy ass to me. Giving you such a short time.
Oh, yeah.
You use it longer in the mayhem missions. So, what the fuck is my... I mean, really, that's what got me angry about this game. That's what made me just think, what the fuck? What is the point in this? We're going to give you a mech, but you can only use it for like 30 seconds. And giving you an upgrade thing that you have to pay for to increase the duration. It's, like I said, it's padding. It's absolute bullshit padding.
Yeah!
On the other hand, Mike's going to be happy with this game. Mike Latt, it's got a railgun. It's not quite a... I mean, it's a machine.
Right, line up
It's
for
basically a machine railgun, but it's a railgun nonetheless. I'm a very big sci-fi guy, so like, I mean, I love this. Like I said, I love this game. I really, really do. It's just not worth $60, and it's a painfully obvious reskin. And I don't know. I'm actually kind of angry that everyone who's reviewed this game, so like I've watched so many reviews of this game, and people say, well, it does just enough to be a separate game. No, it does just enough to be high-priced DLC. That's what it does enough. This is the same game. It's the same fucking game, just with different abilities. They basically, let's just turn Saints Row the 3rd into Crackdown, and this is Saints Row 4. There's a lot of references to funny movies and shit. There's tons. There's absolutely hundreds. I mean, for crying out loud, you can dress up as Boba Fett or Han Solo, basically. So you could have Han Solo's blaster as well if you want. So yeah, I mean, like, I like the game, but it really doesn't save it. I mean, like, if it had less than a $60 price tag, then I would forgive it. If it was like a $40 game, if this cost $40 brand new, then I'd be like, oh, fair enough. That's good. It's basically like a DLC game they released, $40. Good on you. Well done, Volition. Well done. But charging people this much for basically what should have been DLC, now it's... Now, you can hate on this video, you can rag on this video, I don't care. When I buy a game, I like to get what I pay for, and $60, no. Certainly not. I'd wait for it to come down in price. You'd probably pick it up online cheap enough eventually. Yeah, it basically should have did what Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon did, and they chose no. We're gonna be greedy. We're gonna charge you $60 for this, and it's just a reskin with new abilities. And
Maybe he.
I don't know. It's really horrible that I find it really horrible when the media's blind to it. Like really blind to it. Like they touch base on it, so well, yeah, I mean it's the same place, blah blah. Blah. Well, I mean I can't even remember the last time to say it's still the same place. I don't even think Total Biscuit mentioned it. He did mention it was originally DLC. That's how I found that out. And he said it does enough, and he goes, he had a lot of fun. He said he really likes it. He thinks it. I don't know if he said it was worth the money, but he basically said hands down he liked the game. And I don't know. It's yeah. I'm probably gonna leave it off at that, to be honest. I just had a lot of pent-up aggression in this game. I got to mix. A lot of it was just the moments that were difficult weren't difficult because they were hard. They were difficult because they were just like respawn enemies, and then you just keep, because the health doesn't really regenerate in this game like it did in the last one. Its regeneration is like basically killing people, and that was stolen from Prototype. So basically they give you this thing where it's just like, oh, we're going to cluster you enemies, just keep collecting health pickups. So you just keep running around collecting health pickups, and I had a lot more fun in Saints Row the Third. I gotta be honest, I had a lot more fun because it was new then. When I got Saints Row the Third, it was new, and this is just reskinned, and they put in some interesting mechanics, some interesting gameplay features, but it's gonna be, I could probably dress up like the Flash. So
Next time you should run.
Annoyed the locals. But no, it just amazes me. It amazed me that the media's blind to it. Like they really just didn't. They said, "Oh, this game's great." Like, you not gonna mention that the game's obviously the same fucking end. I mean, it's got the same clothes. It's actually got the clothes from the DLC in the last game, and that's another thing that annoyed me. It's just like, oh look, if you want to get all the DLC reasonably cheap from the last game, then buy this one because it's got all of it. And more. It's got more outfits as well. But like the world is the same. I mean, apart from the obvious, like, oh look, a UFO, oh look at a tower, and blah, blah, blah. Looks very Tron. I like the style. I like the game. Not worth $60. Come to your own conclusions. Feel free to slander and hate on me in the comments. But when I buy a game, I want a new game. This is why I stopped getting Call of Duty. I got bloody Modern Warfare, and then they released Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, blah blah blah. It's the same fucking game, released over and over again with an even shorter campaign. And this is exactly the same thing. It's the same as the last game, with a shorter campaign, and a lot of bullshit side quests, which are just the activities. And even, like I said, even the main story missions, just I would say a third of them, at least a third of them, are just missions that involve doing side quests, missions that involve doing the activities. Sorry, and that's sad because it is just padding. They had the basic premise of the storyline they had down for the DLC. They think, well, why don't we release it as a full game? But it's too short. Well, we'll just pad it out with the activities and the side missions. Oh, that's a great idea. No one's going to pick up on that. No one will notice that because the average gamer is stupid and isn't going to notice. And I hate it that like not a lot of people have mentioned it. I really, really hate that because it almost like bows down to Volition and Deep Silver's ego, saying, you know what, no one noticed. Well, I'm throwing this video out there to say, hang on, I noticed this BS. It is BS. Don't charge $60 for this, because wow. So interpret this as what you will. You saw the mech suit bullshit. That's just ass. You want to use the mech suit, do the mayhem. Don't do what I did and push through the game thinking I want to unlock it as a vehicle. So I did, and then they slap you in the face saying you get to use it for, I don't know, 25, 30 fucking seconds. So, yeah. Right, well, that's a 30-minute rant done. I know I repeat myself a lot. This is obviously unscripted. Yeah, but so yeah, I will do a review on this game at some point. This isn't a review; it's just kind of like my whole opinion on it. I'll streamline all this. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up before you buy this game or whatever, and whatnot. So this has been Two Bros and a Brit. I've been Lord British. I thank you for joining me. So let's end this with some lightsaber action.
That's right, line up for a whoopee.
Kick you in the sky. Yeah, there we go. So, see you later, guys.